Welcome everyone to Anime Aftershows, the show where we do high quality aftershows of your favorite anime. I'm your host now here, and today we are going to be talking about Healin'Good PreCure, episode 19. Joining like me always is your PreCure and toy expert, Adam from Azenzone. How are you doing today, man?
Nice day. I was able to get my coffee this morning.
Coffee. I don't get the appeal of this whole coffee thing, but whatever floats your guys' boats, I guess.
Just gotta get yourself some fresh beans, and it's always better.
I don't know. I just can't like stand the coffee flavor. Like I like the other flavor of the coffee. Like depending on the flavor, like if it's chocolate, I like the chocolate of the coffee, but it's the whole like coffee bean kind of flavor that like yeah, I've tried coffee, but I can't do it, man. I'm like a little kid, man. I need lots and lots of like sugar, so you know. But how has your past? Because we didn't do one last week. How's your past 2 weeks been?
Been doing good. Been been enjoying the show itself, at least.
How has it been doing two weekly reviews instead of one?
Not that bad. Just have to schedule my stuff out properly.
See, you're the better content creator. I'm the one who procrastinates and get distracted all the time and ends up burning myself out in the process. But teach me your ways, Sensei. I'm bowing right now. You can't really see me, but I'm bowing. So, but we are here to talk about Healin'Good PreCure. But I guess we should briefly talk about last week, because since we didn't do one, So how did you like last week's episode?
I thought it was really cute. It was a Nyatrans episode about him kind of falling in love with a tea shop owner.
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I was going to. When I first heard about like what the like episode was about, I was like, oh, it's the typical generic cliche mascot falling in love with a human episode. But I don't know. I actually like really liked it more than I thought I was going to.
Actually, not tea shop owner. Peasant. Basically a aroma aroma shop owner.
Yeah.
One of those like candle shops. Yeah. He gained a crush on her only to realize that she already had a boy. She was already married.
Yeah, that I mean, I should have like saw like I don't know, that like episode kind of had like a cheesiest kind of weird ending, I guess. For me.
But you don't know, you didn't like the Ashton Joe reference.
The what reference?
Ashton Joe. It's a famous boxing manga where it ends with like just the shot of the main character boxer like hunched over and completely whited out, implying that he was dead.
Oh, that's what that was a reference. I was wondering what that whole gray tone thing was about.
Yeah, the implication that the main character died, like how Rocky was supposed to die in before some of his later movies.
Oh, really? Rocky was supposed to die? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I don't think Stallone wanted that.
I mean,
Of course, he then had to make a movie about him giving his friends robots or something like that. I'm getting off subject, but I digress.
yeah.
But yeah, that was the reference at the end, and I just found that hilarious that they actually brought in the ending to a very sad ending to a very violent manga.
Yeah, I have a question about last week's episode. Do you think like Hinata and like Nodoka and Chiyu like really understood that how do you pronounce the mascot's name?
Nyatoran. Nyatoran.
Nayo. I can't.
Nyatoran.
Okay. Uh, do you think they understood that he was in love or not really? Because
I think that
I feel like they didn't quite grasp that. I feel like Hinata grasped that, but the other two didn't.
I get the feeling they understood it, but they also understood that it was a bit of a puppy or kitty love in this case.
Yeah, and like I was just scratching my head at the idea him falling in love would make him switch partners. I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, obviously, he probably never intended that. They just were scared of that possibility of them.
Even if he did have a, a really deep infection, I don't think that's how the powers work.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Yeah. So.
They don't know all the rules.
But I do think it was sweet that he not to still wanted to help him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
It
want.
was sweet. It was funny. It was a really good episode, in my opinion.
And like one more thing before we kind of move on. I thought it was so like adorable when he was trying to like lift the boxes. That was like really cute. Oh, and before we go on, because I have to talk about my boy Rat Scream.
Yeah.
His like reaction to the perfume was hilarious.
Well, that's what happened. What would you expect after a lady keeps putting on every brand of perfume she has? From there, anything would smell like ass.
Yeah, she wants to impress her man, you know.
By smelling a way that not even the bad guys like it.
Yeah.
Like a giant rodent couldn't stand her smell. That says something.
Yeah. So near the end of last week's episode, we see. Oh, god damn it! My brain is so shooking. Oh my god. Hold on. God. Oh my. What's the baby mascot's name?
Latte.
How? Oh my god. Oh, okay. Latte. Okay.
Yeah.
We saw the Latte was getting really like sick last week, and that brings us into this week's episode. So
where it was revealed it was just a common cold.
Yes. So how do you feel about this week's episode? We have a lot to talk about because a certain character is in this episode.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as I mentioned in my review of this episode, I like the fact that I think that some of the major mechanics of the show are still being applied. Like the fact that there are, for one thing, one thing I really like about this show is that there are lasting consequences. So of course Latte would be vulnerable to just a common cold out of nowhere because her immune system has to be like wrecked because of all this nonsense.
Yeah, like how we saw the physical and mental strain that it put on her, and just because this show has like dealt with this in general, if we think back at some previous episodes, it really shows the physical strain it can take on being a magical girl or even like a magical girl mascot.
Yeah, shows that there's consequences to their work, like she like and there are damages that last, like the tree a few weeks back getting wrecked. I like the season because I really am liking the season because that actual feeling of danger to it. There's actual feeling of danger to it, unlike some previous seasons we've had so far.
Previous seasons? What could you be talking about? Sorry, I make jokes, okay?
I get you, but yeah, this is definitely the season where things do feel like they have consequences, which I really like. Uh, Everything's I like. Of course, Latte just got a ton of development in
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
episode.
yeah. I don't know if you remember when we did like a first after show precure, but I mentioned I wasn't too being sold on her. But this episode, I'm really starting to grow on her.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying her. Like they gave us some like really good character development in this episode.
showing that she actually does worry about actually contributing to the team, even though she
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
But
and it's funny. I've done this episode like I totally forgot that like Latte could actually talk.
yeah, she just needs that stethoscope.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. So
But yeah, the the action was good. The action though brief was very good, animated by a veteran who's done a lot of work for like DBZ and all that. So the action scenes were good, and of course the debut. Uh, while her debut was a little sudden, they might be able to address that next week. So overall, it was a really good episode in my opinion.
cool. Do you have anything else to add?
In general, I just like how the cures and how this show is handling the cures and the relationship between the cures and all of their mascots, including one who may be the baby of the team, but at the same time, she got her awesome moments in this one, and yeah,
Because it looked like Precure had a complicated, weird relationship when it comes to like baby mascots.
yeah, they're usually like uh, often just the Deus Ex Machina or or of course just a dead weight.
So do you think this one has the best baby mascot so far?
So far, kind of. I mean, I think like the closest might be Hugton from Hugto Precure, just because she's adorable. But yeah, Latte as a character is definitely up there. Is just like somebody who can barely talk unless she has a stethoscope up to her. So yeah, kind of. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Go ahead.
Okay, so I really like how this episode just kind of like starts. Like we get like right into it. We pick up like right from last week, and it gets like pretty emotional. Even though like she just has like the common code, like everyone's uh concerned about everyone's like helping taking care of it. Like Chiyu was giving her after school activities to take care of Latte, which I thought was pretty sweet and stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, can we talk about how Rat Scream might need some therapy, man? Rat Scream, I like you, but you're talking to objects now, like, you know, like, you okay, bro?
Based on the faces he made in this episode, he might not be.
Yeah, like he was just like what was the object that transformed? Was it like a flag or what was it?
What I think it's called a wind. It's something that they use in like observatories and weather stations. Wind. Hold on. A wind. A windsock.
Okay,
It's something they use. It's something that they use at the top of observatories, like the one he was at to observe the direction and speed of wind.
okay. So he was just like talking and yelling at this like
Windsock. Sock.
windsock, and I don't know.
Windsock. Windsock.
Windsock.
I don't know. I just have that on the ground, but there you go.
I thought that was hilarious. What about you? Did you find that hilarious?
Yeah. 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 Rats. yeah. Batsutamoto is just like hilarious.
Like
And
he's
I just love that his faces were like, okay, that's both kind of hilarious and absolutely nightmare inducing.
he's my favorite villain in this show. You know,
Yeah.
like come on, Bandai. Oh, whoever makes the figures or toys, please give me a Rat Scream figure, please. I know you're probably not, because you know. But yeah, I like him being Rat Scream. But to kind of get back to the latte, like I said, we got some cool character development. We got to see a lot of the mental struggles she has like been feeling, and we're not realizing that she feel like she's not like um
She doesn't like to be. She doesn't like the fact that she's kind of being pampered now just because she's sick.
and not just that she feels like she's not being useful, like everyone else is helping and doing these amazing things, and she feels like she's not. And it's like partially due to her mother, because she wants to be just like her mother, being able to heal the earth. And like from my perspective, it looks like she doesn't feel like she'll be able to you know do that, you know.
Hmm.
So I really like that, and I'm really enjoying like latte.
Hmm.
I hope we get to explore like more of her character. So, but oh, dude, latte. So I'm just reading through my notes real quick.
No problem.
So I also have like written down. I like the battle music. Actually, the battle was before a certain character shows up. The battle's like pretty tense. Did you feel like there were like high stakes during this episode?
Yeah, kind of because we know that the Mega Byokins get stronger as the longer their infection lasts. It's been established that, and since we know it probably took place like, uh, depending on when Noako woke up, we can assume maybe like about midnight. So, and if they did in the mornings, it would be like about 6 o'clock. So it's been around for at least 6 hours or so.
Ooh.
The and the mid and when they fought those monsters back in episode 10, it could have been more than like 3 hours. So double that. It's just like, e.
Yeah, and I like how Latte was actually trying to fight the Byogen. Like we said, she's been feeling worthless, and she wants to try and do something. And I don't know, it was epic, and kind of made me tear up a little bit too at the same time. I don't know if you had that reaction.
Physically tear up, but I was definitely cheering her on.
Yeah. So, those are the basic things. So, hold on, what does this note say? I can't read half of my handwriting, man. But, so, shall we talk about the sixth cure?
Yeah.
Uh,
As far as
actually, before that, I've been wanting to ask you this for a while. So, before coming into this episode, who were your six cure predictions? You told me yours, and I'll tell you mine. Like, I know I've been wrong for weeks. You know, like day one, I knew I was wrong, but
I pretty much figured it was just gonna be a new character. So
yeah. Okay, so try not to laugh at me, okay? I have a very creative mine. So I knew my predictions were going to be wrong. Okay, so at one point I probably because I thought she was cute. I thought it was gonna be the female general. I know that was a pretty fallout one, but you know,
Hmm.
I always like it when like a villain becomes a good guy. You know, becomes like the Sixth Ranger.
That's interesting, but I think in Shindoine's case, she's a little bit too curvy to be
It,
a mascot for a little girl show.
yeah, I
A
guess.
little too curvy,
Unless her form like changes or something.
maybe. But
Okay, and uh, my other this one you might laugh at me, but I'll try and explain it. My other prediction was Wolf Scream. I can justify it. Okay. Have you ever you've seen Power Ranger Wire Force, right?
yeah, and you're talking about the wolf orc.
Yeah, like how he has this corrupted form, and then the curse is breaking, and his like true form gets unlocked. So something along that lines, I was thinking.
I get what you're kind of saying, but I'm not sure if they really want to do a gender swap character like that.
One day I'll get my gender bender pre-care. One day.
Yeah, they already had a they already had a yeah, they've already had a couple male precures at this point.
Well, I mean, like I've always wanted a pre-cure of like a male becoming a natural pre-cure, not like a magical boy, but like when they henshin, they change genders and stuff. So
That's kind of more for like the magical girl shows that I'm not sure if they can show on Sunday mornings.
I know we talk.
I actually own a few.
We're gonna have to swap suggestions later. So,
Yeah,
but I think you can do a more family friendly version of that. You know, but you got that movie. So those were my only predictions. Like I did not compared to some other people. I did not think it was that it was gonna be the logo from that one episode. Though that would have been interesting, but
still a possibility at this point. They could always bring in another Six Ranger.
yeah, but yeah, the female Janu and Wolf Screen were mine, and you just expected it to be a new character.
Yeah,
Okay, so how did you feel about this pre-cure's introduction?
much standard introduction for not just precure but Six Rangers in general. They come in and they look as freaking strong as possible just to sell more toys.
I gotta say, the music for her appearance, I just loved. It was like a really good track. It was like epic, hyped. It went pretty well with the whole wind theme. Like I really like it. What did you think of it?
The show has just generally had some fantastic music, and this is no different.
Yeah. So one the kind of problem I guess I have about the Six Rangers so far. Maybe it'll be fixed in the next way. One, she came out of nowhere, which, like, I wish they would have built her up a bit more.
Yeah, we just got like that little sneak peek a few episodes back. That's about it.
Because, and I do want to disclaimer people. The only pre-cure season I have finished is fresh, so I could be wrong on some things, but from my understanding, most other pre-cure seasons they at least build the Six Ranger up a bit more than they have here, right?
Well, there was one really bad case that I brought up in my review. Cure Ace was handled very poorly in my opinion, even worse than
Yeah,
this.
but they at least like
They introduced her after she debuted.
oh yeah, sorry, I'm getting characters
Up
mixed up.
until up until that point, up until that point, they were hinting at a different character becoming
Yeah,
Cure
yeah, yeah,
Ace.
yeah, yeah. I
But
know.
then, but then they pulled the bait and switch, and that was everyone loved that.
Oh yeah, I've seen your review. So
So it's definitely not far from the worst, and it's definitely far from the worst, which was Cure Ace. But yeah, it could be. I don't know. We got the hints of her, but it could have been built up just a little better.
I mean, she is pretty cool. I like her fight scene and stuff.
Hmm.
You wanna know what her, if we're comparing her to the Six Rangers of like different shows, you wanna know whose like Six Rangers story she kind of reminds me of?
Which one?
The Silver Ranger from In Space.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
Zane,
Just
Zane was
tweak a
Zane was
little
kind.
bit.
Yeah, Zane got one episode, got his one episode before that, and there was like the build up to him being get to. There was a little build up to him before then, but
Well,
and they just comes in and he's
I'm just saying that they have like a semi similar backstory, even though we don't quite know her backstory, but we can make a couple guesses here and there. Like they were both like asleep for a while and stuff.
yeah.
So from that that down point, but yeah, we finally got our Six Ranger. So do you have like high hopes for this like Six Ranger?
Exactly quite yet. The biggest concern, I just like right now, I'm concerned that if she might be too powerful, like Six Ranger.
Yeah, that's what that was my problem because she was just kicking like like
The super Mega Byogen like just curb stomped him, but
you
there are
could
ways that
you could make the argument that she's more experienced. Like
yeah,
she
yeah,
was a precure from so long ago, so she knows a lot more about what she's doing. So
yeah. There's that, and another thing that they could is that's justification. I just hope that she doesn't contribute too much into the fights. Instead, maybe takes on more of a mentor role like Kruger from SPD and Deca Ranger.
that'd be interesting, but from my understanding, for the most part, that hasn't really been the case for Six Ranger Gears, right?
Well, yeah, and is some Cure Ace was a bit of a mentor character because she was handicapped due to a time limit on her powers, which they could which if they're smart, they could actually work in with Cure Earth because she's Latte's partner who has a limited time span on her abilities.
And she has been like in stone or asleep or whatever. So maybe the reason she's been asleep and stuff is she's maybe like injured and weak, so she only has like so much like energy and stuff. So
Yeah, there are ways of working around it, and if she takes on, and if that results in her taking on more of a mentor role for the younger Cures, that would be interesting.
yeah. So how do you think she's going to integrate in the group?
I would imagine as the mentor character, the fish out of water mentor character. Like she's basically from the Japan's feudal era, so she's not going to know her way around. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
that would be an interesting dynamic, especially if she starts going to school with them and
I doubt she'll go to school. I think she's like judging by her appearance, she looks like she's at least several years older than them physically.
yeah, but like the school probably doesn't know that.
And physically she looks a lot. She looks at least a few years older, so she would probably
Okay.
be more like college. She'd probably be at least a high school or college student.
Okay. I'm bad at telling people's age, so it's hard to, tell and stuff. So
She's taller than all of them, so that's fine.
true, true that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see her interaction to some of the other like side characters and stuff, and see how she like integrates in the universe and stuff, since she is from the future era of Japan. Yeah, I do wonder how well they're going to explain her being like a legendary cure and being from way back when, and how they're going to expand the lore with this and stuff like that.
There's a lot of possibilities, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. But dude. But so they do mention that like she knows like latte, but that kind of begs the question: why does she know latte? Since she's from so long ago. Do you have any takes on that?
Well, she was technically watching over them the whole time and just that statue, so maybe she had some consciousness.
So you think she saw everything that was going on?
At least from the perspective, from that statue's perspective.
Cool. Oh yeah, I'm glad we finally got our six here. I'm curious like what they're going to do with her like going forward and stuff. But once we get past the six here, we reach one of the major like milestones of the show. So what are you looking forward to like next after this like 6 year like I guess arc is over?
Definitely more of Nodoka's. If they, I hope they bring back some of Nodoka's health issues so that we can really bring things more full circle about this, the Mega Byogans and their attacks and their attacks in danger.
Please give us a relapse episode.
Hopefully.
Like I really want a relapse. I know people may sound like I hate Nautica because I want her to get sick, but no, I just think it's like really good story potential possibility. Don't you think?
Yeah. There's a lot of possibilities with Nodoka most of all, since she is the main character.
Yeah.
Hopefully, of course, let's not forget about our other characters too.
Yeah, and like another arc I really want to see, Rat Scream. Please tell us what the hell is going on with Rat Scream.
He's probably going to play the biggest part of the villains, but either him or of course Darizem, who I do want to see a little bit more of that guy.
Yeah, he's just kind of like been there, you know.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a rivalry with Nodoka, which I do want to kind of see more follow up to that, or maybe even a rivalry between him and Rat Scream. That would elevate both of them.
Oh yeah. But I am curious what like end goes. They like. Do you think like Rat Scream's going to end up being the like main final villain?
That's every possibility.
'Cause I think that'd be pretty cool. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of wish he was the sixth kid, but you know. my mind wanders and stuff, but uh, what else do we want to? I'm trying to read this last note. I feel like it's something important. Okay, should. What the hell does that say? Do you ever have issues reading your handwriting, man?
I don't handwrite a lot these days. I just type it.
Yeah, but I was like in bed laying down, so it was like easier to kind of do this, so I don't forget. Okay, should something been moved up? I have no idea. Okay, I think this first word is should. The tree. Should tree? No, should the?
Should somebody move up?
No. Whatever. We shall probably never know.
Do we want to go a little bit more into the negatives?
Oh yeah. Oh my. I'm forgetting how to do this show. I was just talking about the general. Oh my god. Yeah, negatives. Go ahead. Talk about your negatives. I'm sorry, man.
No problem. Yeah. One thing, well, as much as I like Bati Tomota, I do kind of wish that we got more of the other villains who just like were just lazy about in this, literally just lazy about in this episode. I get that they want to build up Bati Tomota probably as the main rival to Cure Earth, so but I do kind of wish that they brought back the other characters so that everyone else could have some actual rivals for themselves. Other,
do you think it's good when like each cure? I mean, no, never mind. You keep going on. Sorry.
Yeah. Other negatives. Let's see. Yeah, we already went over all the Cure Earth stuff, so I won't bring that up. Not something else is kind of bothering. It's kind of but the explanation of why Latte didn't detect the Mega Byogen was a little bit weird to me. Hello?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. Like she's like sick, and like if her immune system's kind of low, it'd be difficult, and it's I don't think it's just like physical. She has been probably under a lot of mental stress too, so it probably been making it difficult. But yeah, it was probably just a plot device, I guess.
Yeah, kind of a plot device. I mean, maybe I get that her senses are a little bit hampered, hence why she couldn't tell the difference between her cold and the Mega Byogen sickness. So I guess, but it does feel like at least her forehead thing should be shining. It just seems a little bit overly convenient.
Yeah, though I do think they wanted to give her some internal conflicts, so by having her not be able to detect it, it would make
Yeah, that's pretty much what they were trying to do. They just wanted to like give a reason for her to have more issues with herself.
Yeah.
So I can understand that from the narrative standpoint, but it just feels a little forced to me. That's just my thoughts. Other than that, yeah, the Cure Art stuff was pretty much the negatives I want to say about that, so nothing much else from there, I think. What the heck is going on there?
Oh, sorry. My dog was whining, so I was trying to let him out of my room. So.
Okay.
But so do you have like any cons?
Well, I just went over all of them.
Well, any other cons?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. I feel like this last thing I tried to write is a con. I'm trying to like decrypt it. Like, I'll show everyone on. God damn it, you guys can't really see. Oh, okay. Here we go. People in chat. Should the been moved loud up? What the hell? Like, it's bugging the crap out of me, man.
Maybe you'll figure it out next week or something. By next week or something.
Yeah. Oh.
But do you have any other negatives you want?
Not like I really like the Six Ranger like episode. I always get hyped for. I really like eat that stuff. Like the main negative I kind of addressed, like the 6Q kind of came out of like nowhere. I wish like even in the episode maybe like hinted at the beginning of the episode and didn't have it come near the end. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe have like a flashback of like Kiro in like a final battle or something like that. But we're probably going to get more of that like next week.
Yeah.
Well, because I watched this like really early in the morning before I went to bed, so I'm trying to think here. But yeah, I think overall, like I enjoyed the episode. Just like we were just the Six Rangers just seem a bit like overpowered. But I kind of have a question. Do you think it's better that this 6Q is like a new character, or should it have been a character they should have been introduced like maybe a couple episodes earlier?
I don't think it really makes any difference. Just how they handle it from here is the thing. Like, let's not forget the original Six Ranger for both Sentai and Power Rangers was somebody who just came out of nowhere. Was somebody just introduced in that episode, I should say.
Oh yeah, he was, but that was like back in the 90s, you know.
And it's still it's still a thing even now.
Yeah, I don't know. I
like the current Sentai, I think is just like the brother of the unspoken brother of one of the characters.
Man, it's always the brother, isn't it?
Yeah, he was just like, oh, hey, I'm your brother, and I'm like, where the fuck did you come from?
Like, how many brother Six Rangers do we have at this point?
Yeah, that's so Six Rangers just coming out of nowhere is nothing new. But I do wish that he had a stronger character. That said, I do wish that she had maybe had a stronger a few more moments beforehand, like with Tommy where we at least got to know him before he became the evil Sixth Ranger.
Yeah, I think maybe it would have been better if she like showed up in human form and then henshined.
Yeah, instead of just going from statue and then going from statue.
Yeah, but I guess she's a statue. She's probably gonna show up.
But they could have started the episode with her like out of statue form and just walking around casually.
Yeah. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have been cool, man.
But yeah, maybe I'll address it more next time. So we'll hold off our judgments on that for now.
Yeah, but yeah, other than like the PreCure being the Sixth Ranger being a bit like overpowered and not just kind of showing up at the end, like those are my main issues. Like overall good episode, good tension, like the fight was good, like I was getting really like engrossed and intensively like the Six Rangers about to show up. You know, I kind of had that reaction because they were getting close to losing, and you knew that the Sixth Ranger was about to show up.
Yeah.
So. But do you have any more negatives? You're the more critical person. Or anything you want to debate about my negatives?
Not really. I've nothing about. Kind of agree with all of your negatives. Nah, nothing much else to add on. Just it was still a really good episode, and as far as like the Six Ranger stuff could have been a little stronger, but again, that could be addressed next week. So we'll hold off on that a little bit.
Yeah. We need our own Sixth Ranger.
Can work on that.
I've tried, man. People don't like me.
Don't worry.
I'm just kidding. I get it. People are busy, But what was that?
On?
I heard.
Just wanted to put it on. Just wanted to put it in silent mode.
Oh, okay. I heard you like slamming your hand down on something.
Like that.
Yeah, that. But so, what are you looking forward for next week?
A little more introduction into the Six Ranger. I will say I really like her voice act. I've been a fan of her voice actress.
Who's the voice actress?
Suzuko Mimori, who's been in like a lot. She's well known for like doing a bit more of a goofy voice, but now she's doing a more serious character, obviously. So it'd be interesting to hear that. She's also an avid otaku who just likes to cosplay all of her characters.
That's always cool. Do you find it cool when like voice actors really get into the fan community and cosplay the like characters?
It's entertaining as all heck.
Yeah.
Like, let's see, she's played like Hyoko Sayonji in the Danganronpa series. She's also played that just think of ones that you might know. And of course the one I was joking about during my review was the fact that she did the Japanese dub of Pinkie Pie from MLP.
Wait, what?
Yes, Pinkie Pie.
Okay. So she went from like Kyoko, best girl in Danganronpa, by the way, to Pinkie Pie.
Yep.
Or vice versa. I don't know which one she did first, but
Hyoko came first, and then the Japanese dub for MLP came a little bit later, and she's still doing it for the Equestria Girl shorts.
Cool. So they were like, they watched Danganronpa, were like, huh, yes, that's serious detective good. That's our Pinkie Pie. That is our Pinkie Pie. Call her up. Call her agent.
Not Kyoko, Hyoko from Danganronpa 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying, God damn it, you ruined my joke. That makes more sense. Yeah. Never mind. I was like, Kyoko to Pinkie Pie.
Hyoko Sayonji, the low brat from Danganronpa 2.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Man, I went like a whole rant on nothing, so...
It's cool, dude. But yeah, she did that, and so now she's actually playing a bit more of a serious character, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. So
unless she becomes a bit of a goofball or something on down the line, which she could if she's like the fish out of water.
Yeah, I expect to see some more comedic, goofy scenes from her. So.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's a really good voice actress in my opinion, and I look forward to seeing her. Hopefully, she can even sing a little because she's also done like the ending things for some of her shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did she did the Japanese opening for the dub of MLP.
I have not seen the Japanese dub opening for that. I'm kind of
I kind
curious.
of like it better than the English. I kind of like, yeah, you can look it up later. I kind of like it a little better than the than I'll say it. I like it better than the original, but especially like the third opening they did for it. But yeah, uh, so do look forward to seeing more, learning more about Cure Earth. Hopefully she can at least have a little fun with her character.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
So I am kind of curious of what her dynamics going to be next week, because from the promo, it looks like she just kind of takes like latte and leaves, kind of.
Yeah, because she's worried about her health.
Yes, so like maybe she just doesn't want to like work with the others. That's it's going to be interesting to see the like dynamic. Obviously, they are going to eventually be a team, you know.
Yeah,
Unless she's like a false six ranger or something like that.
probably not. They still want to sell that toy.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, they were advertising it like months ahead, so you know. Like I knew about the Six Ranger before I wanted to know about it. You know.
Gotta sell them toys.
Yeah, I get we're in a pandemic. You gotta really be serious about your advertising in these times. But yeah, I, I, I hope we get a good backstory about her. You know,
Yeah,
because you could like take this so many ways, and it's a really like interesting thing. You have this like legendary precure who's from ages and ages ago, and it's kind of one of those like things. Where have you been? Why haven't you been helping us? And I'm not just that I'm, because obviously she had a family, right?
yeah,
So her family is like long gone. So what kind of effect does that do to a person? You know,
that'd be interesting. But
that
not
that
sure if they'll cover that, but we'll see.
that opens a lot of like story possibilities. You know, or maybe she's not even from Earth. Maybe she's from the other world and just like healing Earth or something like that. I don't know. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of different possibilities they can like take. So that's the thing I'm mostly looking forward to next week. Just learning more about this like legendary character, and I'm curious how the other characters are going to react to her, and what kind of opinions and are they going to accept her in the team right away and stuff. So,
Hmm.
oh, anything else you want to comment on with what I said?
Nothing much else. I I do think like I'm not sure if they'll be able to. I kind of doubt they'll go into like the family stuff for her. It's just
Not even like later in the season.
maybe just like not at least not immediately. So we'll wait and see about that.
Yeah, I probably don't expect to see it next week. That'd be kind of cool, but I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if we go the whole season and they don't like address it at all. Cause you know she had a family, like that had to do something to a person, right?
Maybe or maybe she's just accepted after 2,000 years.
But I haven't accepted it, man. I don't know. Am I expecting too much for like a show for logos? Is that my problem?
No, it's not a problem. It's just like I'm not sure if they. I think I think my thing is that I'm not sure if it'll narratively fit with everything going on all at once.
I mean, there's ways like if late in this season, if like a lot of people get like super sick and like stuff, it can make it think of her like own family and stuff. So,
We'll see.
but I don't know. That's just what I want to like see. You know, a lot of times I feel like fans of entertainment, a lot of times we judge too much of what we want instead of like what we get, you know. So you know, it's probably one of those things. You know, I'm sure whatever they decide to do is to do good. Like the show has been doing a good job. So, how are you feeling now that we're on like episode 19 going into episode 20? How are you feeling about this season?
I've been enjoying it so far, and I do hope I'm partially expecting it kind of to start to go a little downhill, but even then, I do hope it rises up again.
Yeah, because what I actually this before like weeks ago, but why actually again, what episode number did it go downhill for you for Star Twinkle, roughly?
The mid-20s, so we're kind of approaching that after the Sixth Ranger of that series debuted.
Okay, so it's going to be interesting once we get around there if your opinion's going to go down like it did with.
It was mostly after the Sixth Ranger debuted, and then they went on their second fetch quest. Right now, I think there's not necessarily an end to their fetch quest for the elemental boss, so we'll see how that goes.
Yes, so it's gonna be interesting to see where your opinion goes. You know, are you going to like this season, or are you going to have another controversial opinion?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, but anything else you want to add before we end this discussion?
Not too much else.
Okay, so we will see you guys next week then. Bye.
This has been Anime Aftershows. We provide high quality aftershows of your favorite anime. I have been your host, Nanohero. You can follow me at The Real Nanohero and at twitch.tv/Nanohero. Our other host for today's episode has featured Adam from Azenzone. Check them out at Adam Kiyosaki and at youtube.com/AZENZO N_E. Anime Aftershows is created, owned, and played by me, Nanohero. You can follow me at The Real Nanohero. Our intro and outro music is done by Xavier Salvador. Make sure you check out our other brands and channels, including Nano's Indie Cafe. More info is in the description. Make sure to also follow us on social media at Anime Aftershows. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and ring that bell. If you listen to something else like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, make sure to follow or subscribe and leave us a rating. And we hope to see you all in a future Anime After Show.